What's cooking, good looking? Do you have what it takes to become the next Master Scout Chef? Let's get that cook badge and find out. These cook badge requirements look easy enough, but when you check out the ingredients, it can be a bit overwhelming. But it's okay, I'm here and I'm going to show you where to get everything. First, let's make sure we know what we're talking about. This way, when Biv says that you look like you know your onions, you can say, yes, I do, and my scallions and shallots too. Exams are located at different scout camps. Links to all exam answers are in the description. Before we get too ahead of ourselves in taking down Scorchbeasts and turning them into 5-star meals, we need to learn the recipes and get a chef hat. You can buy a chef hat at Le Grand Gourmet in White Springs from Marie, or get one for free in many kitchens around the wasteland, like here at Clancy Manor. In a kitchen are a bunch of adorable teddies filming a cooking show. The chef is wearing the hat. Recipes can be found one of 3 ways. If you happen to have the caps back at the White Springs at Le Grand Gourmet, Antoine sells all but one of these depending on his availability. The missing recipe is the s'mores recipe, which can be obtained as a drop from the Campfire Tales quest at Camp Adams. I don't like paying my hard-earned caps if I don't have to. I like getting things for free. The second way to get recipes was how I unlocked most of these, and that's by doing daily quests and events. A favorite of mine over here at Hemlock Holes is the daily Thrill of the Grill, where you'll get a recipe almost every time you finish it. As for s'mores, again, the recipe is one of the random reward drops from the event Campfire Tales over at Camp Adams. I did find someone selling their extra one as well, but it was really pricey. After a while, I'm sure the price will go down, so keep an eye out. And the third way to get recipes is finding them out in the world. Most recipe spawns are random, you never really know what you're going to get. I have a recipe farming route with 13 spawns in a close area that I'll show you now. We start at Pleasant Valley Cabins. From where we begin, we go up to this white building here and past the front desk towards the kitchen. 2 recipes. Heading back out and down the hill on the right, we have this cabin here. Kitchen is right up front. 2 more recipes. Back outside and towards this trio of cabins in the kitchen right away. 1. And press forward outside to the left on this side table. 2, and towards this fireplace right over here. 3. All right. We are heading down to the main area in this market-esque area on our right. Here's a recipe. Further forward towards these fridges below the cooler. Down this ladder towards this cabin. It says keep out, but yeah, we're not going to listen to that. Here's a recipe. There are a few more in the area, following this road and up the hill. Remember, if the recipe you see is not the one that you want, don't pick it up, because you can come back on another server and the recipe will likely be different. Yes, that's the one we're looking for. Yao Guai roast. There are a couple more nearby, over at this ice cream stand. And along the side of the building, there's a makeshift kitchen on this shelf here. And that gives us 13. A good scout is prepared, so I made a grocery list of all the ingredients we're going to need to gather to cook up all the things. There are an assortment of common items, such as things that you probably already have in your kitchen or camp, and also a few uncommon or exotic ingredients. We'll also have to craft some syrup and razor grain flour, so I added those ingredients to our list. Wood, purified water, and boiled water you should already know where to get if you don't have some already. Just be sure to have enough. Before we dig into harvesting ingredients, if you have them, it's a good idea to equip your Green Thumb perk card, good with salt, and Butcher's Bounty, as it's going to make things loads easier. You should probably do these recipes one at a time to cut down from having your more precious items spoiling while you gather other things, but I'm going to try to knock them out all at once for expedience sake. Make it enough food for the whole troop. Razor grain, blackberries, and mute fruit are crops that you can grow yourself, or you can find them all over. I get my razor grain from Billings Homestead. There are well over 50 patches here that I farm for making booze. Blackberries are common, especially in the Savage Divide. I picked some up at Beckwith Farm. And mute fruit is another common one. a lot in the forest. I was at Flatwoods already, so I picked up a few fruits while I was here. Are these organic? I should probably wash that. Starlight creepers are abundant in the forest, with a lot of patches here at Black Mountain Ordnance Works, and cranberries are overflowing in the various groves in the cranberry bog, or you can just pick up some easy berries at Aaron Holt Homestead. The common kitchen staples you'll need are sugar, spice, and everything pepper. We aren't making superheroes here. If you've already followed my Snaptail Reed and Sugar Farming Guide, you should have more than enough sugar, unless you've already used it all to craft cranberry relish like I have. You can check that out if you'd like, link below. Otherwise, these kitchen staples can be found scattered all over Appalachia. During our recipe run earlier, there were about 17 spawns of cooking seasonings. You can also check out the kitchens in Helvetia, Bolton Greens, Red Rocket Megastop, Abandoned Bogtown, the Lakeside Grill at the Toxic Dried Lake Bed, and if it hasn't been thoroughly pillaged already, the White Springs Golf Club. On to the next grocery list, more uncommon items and the weird ones. Like, really, why am I putting concrete in my food? At least it'll be filling. Starting with brain fungus and bone, you can actually find them in the same easy access spot at the White Springs service entrance. There are some dumpsters over here with brain fungus and a bunch of bones. An easy spot for concrete is at the Kanawha County Cemetery. There is a shed in the east with roughly 5 bags of cement. Nearby at Point Pleasant, in the center of town under the Mothman statue, we'll find clutches of eggs to harvest. Next, for glowing resin, if you've gone through my glowing resin farming guide, you'll know that up here at Marigold Pavilion, there's plenty of that for crafting the syrup we need for one of these recipes. I keep a Brahmin at my camp for milk, but sometimes milking old Appa can be tricky. I'll spam the button, but if she's not being agreeable, I can only assume someone has visited my store and milked her recently. Freeloaders. We have options though. 5 Brahmin can be found in Flatwoods, 3 Brahmin can be found in this watering hole near Pleasant Valley Station, and if the event free range is not going on, you can sometimes find Brahmin milling around to the ending points. Charlie the Moo is rumored to carry the milk of human kindness, but it just came up as regular Brahmin milk for me. Sugar bombs can be a tricky thing as there are 2 types. The version that looks fresh as the month of May is nice to look at and eat, but you can't cook with it. The dirty irradiated version is what we're after. We need 6. Assuming someone hasn't gotten all of these on the server already, you can find 3 in Flatwoods in the top of the tower of the church. At Summersville Dam, in this ship that has been broken in half, there's a box with 2 sugar bombs. And in the outside of Hornwright Industrial Headquarters, up the building, you'll find 2 on this shelf. If you claim the workshop at Sunshine Meadow Industrial Farm and power it up, you can craft sugar bombs, but these are not the bombs you are looking for. They are new in box and are the kind that can't be cooked with. Let's get some meat. Starting with Radstag, my favorite herd spawn, outside Black Bear Lodge, will usually give us plenty. Yao Guai time. This has become my home away from home. Middle Mountain Cabins can give you more than enough. And now for the toughy Scorchbeasts. You can take one of these down, but that doesn't mean it'll drop meat as loot. This is where Butcher's Bounty is almost a necessity. If you search a downed Scorchbeast and your perk activates, it'll give you the meat. You can find Scorchbeasts at fissure sites all over the map. I didn't want all my goodies to spoil, so I went full out vulture mode and looked for some bodies to search. There are bodies inside Glass Cavern that you can search, but I was on a server that had nuked Prime, so I knew some bodies had to be scattered around. And I was right! And that leaves us with the most rare ingredient. There's a lot of confusion and frustration surrounding royal jelly, and I've already shown where to find a spawn of the 8 version in my beekeeping video, but let me break it down in a simple matter. Not all royal jelly is the same. Be it a bug, or Bethesda intentionally wanted royal jelly to be the most infuriating 8 item to get, I'm not clear of, but countless players have reported that the royal jelly drops from honeybeasts, and some that are out in the world are categorized as junk, meaning that they can't be used for cooking. A massive mapping project on Reddit called Mapalachia that pulls info from game files show there are only 3 spawns in the outer world of royal jelly, and 2 of those being Aid. I've done hours of digging down the whole of Reddit, the Fallout 76 wikis, the internet, and various YouTube videos on the subject. And I've been farming all 3 locations with 3 different characters every day this last week just to check, just in case. I play on PC, so I can't speak for console players, but for me, each time it was always the same. This spot was Aid. This spot was Aid, and sadly, this one was junk. With that cleared up, unfortunately, you're going to have to collect royal jelly over a couple of days. First up, Middle Mountain Cabins in this basket right behind the cabins. And lastly, Tangara Town. Wow, that's really high up there. With Royal Jelly being as rare as it is, I'd say the trip is definitely worth it though. It's much easier with Marsupial or Jetpack, and wearing power armor in case you fall isn't such a bad idea. The jelly is in the highest area at this house with the blue car next to it on the top level inside this bathtub. Oh, thank Adam someone hasn't picked it up already today. Alright, let's get cooking. We need to cook food 10 times while wearing our chef hat, which will be easy. You don't even have to cook these recipes, they could be any recipes at all. Trying to make the most of these rare ingredients, I'm going to use my super duper perk card here, hoping that it'll proc on this blackberry crisp, and no such luck. But hey, we earned our cook badge and have some tasty treats to show for it. Another tadpole badge down. Gotta start working on those possums. I'm already ready to get that bigger backpack. If I helped at all, leaving a like really supports my channel's growth, and be sure to subscribe to keep up with these badge guides. I'm Wickedy, and until next time, bye!